Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final Tears of the Kingdom 90% Tournament 2023 qualifier. Number 10 out of 10. This is it. And I'm going to hand it off to our commentators, Scorpion, Senator, and Sirius. Take it from you two.
Yes, hello everyone. I guess I'll introduce myself. I am lovely Sirius. I am a any percent runner for this game, and I'm also running in this tournament currently. I've already done my races, so I'm going to be commentating this one.
My name's Scorpion Senator. I've been running glitchless because I'm stuck on the current patch, but hoping to get down there one day.
Yeah, we'll get to the patch situation when we start the run, because I believe we have a couple patch differences in these from these runners here.
That'll make a little difference.
Get prepared. They're all going to be getting to their home screens here in a second. Yeah, I believe Sicarus is on 1.1, which is a pretty unique version. Not many people on that.
Yeah, I don't see that very often. I'm sure we'll see most runners running on 1.0.
Yeah, I believe Gorgonim, Xander, and Gymnast are all on 1.0. So we'll get to see how Sicarus's route changes. I believe it's mainly just going to be slower Mozdor jumps on version 1.1, and also needing attack up food for Ganondorf, but maybe we'll see some other new stuff. It looks like the runners are getting ready to start their game. One thing to note immediately is Gorgonim is actually playing in a different language. He's playing with Russian right now, which actually saves 1.1 seconds over the course of an any percent run. One less text box than English, 33 frames. So it is time safe.
You notice the difference as soon as you change it, I'm telling you.
And they're off. They're starting. So immediately here, you're going to see, I know for sure Xander and Gymnast and most likely Gorgonim are going to go for it, a 1.0 exclusive trick, intro clip. Sicarus cannot do it because he's on version 1.1. So he's going to be running through intro normally, and hopefully you'll get to see the time save from this trick. Intro clip, if done perfectly, saves over 1 minute over running through intro as intended. So as they load in here, you're going to see the 1.0 runners immediately turn to the right, climb up on this rock and get on this stalactite, and they're going to do a specific setup. Just line up the pixels.
Very precise.
This is very precise, so you're going to see a couple failed attempts. You're actually not going to see a failed attempt from Gymnast, though, because he gets a first try, and he also gets the first cutscene skip. That's the two hardest parts of this trick, so he's looking good for the rest. Earlier today, Gymnast did a run, and he actually voided on the jump slashes that he had just done there successfully. He voided out, so luckily for him, he did not void out this time, and he's actually looking very good right now, very clean intro. Past pretty much all the hard stuff. We also see Xander getting his clip and also getting past all the cutscene triggers. Gorgonim struggling a little bit here, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. And you can see the difference immediately with Sicarus running through the intro normally. Gymnast is about to get to the end while Sicarus is only about halfway through. And Gorgonim gets his clip, but misses the cutscene. He misses the cutscene skip. So he has two options. He can run through the rest of intro normally here, or he could go back and try to clip again. And he's going to go back and try to clip again. So a 149 intro from Gymnast, very solid. That's going to save just under 1 minute over a perfect regular intro.
What is that?
Gorgonim's still getting this clip, but honestly, like, as long as he gets this clip, he should still be at least equal with the regular intro.
Working the way through.
Yeah,
Almost
that clip is it's very hard to make small adjustments on that stalactite. It's very easy to over adjust constantly and just not get the right position. You have to do very tiny taps on that left analog stick. But he made it through, and he's making his way past pretty much all the hard stuff now. So just a little bit of climbing.
Just neck and neck.
Yeah, they both had very clean intros. I think Xander just missed one clip. That was the difference. And now, as they all get to the end of intro, we get to watch this nice 5-minute cutscene before the rest of the run. Where maybe we can explain a little bit more about what the differences are between these versions, because there are a lot of versions in this game. Just for these runners, we have one on 1.1 and one on 1.0. The total amount of patches in this game, there's 1.1, 1.1.1, 1.0, 1.2, and 1.1. All of them are different from each other. The main thing you'll see with these two routes is Sicarus on version 1.1 has slower Mozdor jumps, which you actually saw them do in the intro to get a little bit of extra height to travel further horizontally in the air. By just doing a bunch of jump slashes, chaining them back to back, that's a Mozdor jump. And on version 1.1, there's a longer delay between when you can start another jump attack, which makes it pretty much impossible to maintain your height like you can on 1.0. Other than Mozdor jumps, you're going to also see Sicarus will need to get attack up food to fight Ganondorf, because Zuggling on version 1.1, which basically just stacks damage like crazy so you can one-cycle Ganondorf, does not work very well. It does work, but not as well, specifically on Ganondorf, so you'll see him getting attack up food as well as some different items to Zuggle.
Duping is generally the same between the versions, though?
Version 1.1 and 1.0 can both do the easy duping, where you just do your shield jump and press B and Y at the same time, but when you get to version 1.1.2, you have a different dupe method that Sledgen showed off earlier today, which was very cool. I've actually not seen that one. And then 1.2 has throw duping, and 1.2.1 has their own, even worse version of throw duping, which is very, very slow.
Painful.
Yeah, like everything in current patch, painful.
It's getting there, though. It's getting there. They're working out a new route that's getting more and more promising.
And yeah, you can see here, Gymnast reaching the end of the cutscene, as well as Xander here. They're going to be heading into Room of Awakening, where they're going to pick up the Master Sword and do the next difficult trick, as this run is very difficult in the beginning. You have to do intro clip, which is quite difficult, and punishing if you fail it, and then you have to do CSS, which is one of the most precise tricks in the run, and then immediately after that you have to do all the shenanigans to get to Ascend. There's various ways to do that I'll explain as they come up, but first we have to pick up the Master Sword and head over to the Cog.
The run's about to open up, though, and get a lot more fun. This has been a lot of running, jumping, out of bounds. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah, there will be no more 5-minute cutscenes from this point on. It'll be a bunch of 20-second cutscenes and some gameplay in between. And Gymnast with a perfect CSS, very clean, very late jump slash. That's interesting to see, but works perfectly fine, and he's off.
Yeah,
that's
makes
just
it around
how
that
fast
wall.
this trick is. Xander had good speed, but a bad angle there. Very good attempt by him. Bad speed there from Xander. He's gonna line it up for a third try. CSS, or cog skip, which is what they're doing here, saves over 40 seconds compared to the previous strat that we did, which was called cog skip. So even though Xander, he got it, but even though he failed it 3 times, he's still saving time over the alternative, so it's perfectly fine getting a third try. Doing a little bit of climbing here.
It's a little tricky to get around that. It's hard to not jump on that as it is.
And as we say that, Gymnast is heading up to the wing chest. Gonna grab that. That's gonna be very useful for GSI, being able to fly around everywhere. Yeah, Sledgen actually makes a good point. The last trick was called Cog Jump, and then this trick was called Cog Skip, and then they changed it again to Cog Skip Skip, because they thought it was funny. A little bit of a reference to DSS, Dino Skip Skip, from Mario Odyssey. That community kind of adopted that name. But it is confusing. I think Cog Jump and Cog Skip makes more sense. And we got Gorgonim setting up for his CSS. Does not get the speed. Looked like a good
Looks
angle,
like
though.
Sycaris almost got it. You see a
Again,
difference. His
not
Gorgonim
speed.
is standing to do his setup, and Sycaris is actually crouching to get that little more precise angle.
Yeah, generally, CSS is there's multiple setups for it, but once you've done it enough, you kind of don't even need a setup, like Gorgonim did there. Basically, no setup, just went by feeling.
Yeah.
And on a good day, that works perfectly fine, but as you saw, it took him a couple tries. Now we're getting into, as everyone's leaving the cave, we're getting into, potentially a trick called Early Ascend. I believe Xander will be going for. Gymnast did not go for it, so he just dove down after this cutscene into the water and is going to run to this construct like normal. But you'll see here Xander will likely be doing something different, which will be very interesting. Let's see if he's going to go for it. And yep, he is going to go for it. So you can see him doing Mazda jumps, chaining these jump slashes immediately. He's going to do around 8, so he gets about to the start of the staircase below him, and then he's going to stop and turn Link around. This is going to allow him to do... Oh, he misses one, but it's okay. He's going to get more momentum from these Mazda jumps if you're facing backwards, because like in every game, for some reason going backwards is faster. So he does these backwards Mazda jumps, gets a lot of speed, gets all the way to the construct, places a wing. That wing is a little bit close. He needs to not touch the ground at all here, so hopefully he gets the autosave. Unfortunately, he does get the autosave. He places wings. If he did not get the autosave there, you would place wings to avoid touching the ground, which would not reset Link's position, and he would respawn all the way back at Room of Awakening, where we got the wing chest. But since he did get the autosave, he's going to have to do normal ascend.
And just like that, while you were talking, Gymnast just did all his duping for wings, I believe, in about like 10 seconds.
That is the power of 1.0 duping. Just press B and Y and you double your items. Gorgonim also not going for early ascend. So none of the runners going for early ascend, sadly. So they're just all going to run to the construct, and they'll do a slight wrong warp here. Not as crazy as the early ascend wrong warp, but they will go to the Temple of Time, and you'll see Gymnast here. I believe Gymnast is going to get some frogs here, actually, which will allow him to cook speed food later on, which is a pretty interesting route. Since this is no amiibo, of course, they want to get speed food, and this is one of the most convenient places to get speed frogs, just right by the Temple of Time. And conveniently, since Gymnast also wants to void, you're going to see him draining his stamina here. Getting an Ancient Arowana, but he mostly wants that frog. He gets the frog. This is huge. And now he's just going to drain the rest of his stamina. Gets another frog as well, because why not? Less to dupe later on. And you'll see, since he voided without touching the ground at all, he's going to spawn all the way back up at the construct that gave him the Puripad. If any of you guys were here for the run earlier today, Gymnast did miss that frog. And it cost him a lot of time because he didn't really know what to do without speed food. Oh, this is fine. Gymnast barely messing up that wing there, but saving it somehow.
Just barely. That's nice.
And you actually see Xander going for the same strat that Gymnast is going for. I was talking to him earlier, and he said that strat looks cool. I might try it. So he has picked up this strat today after watching Gymnast run earlier, and he's going to go for it himself, try to get the Speed Frogs here, and
Nice,
easily
grabs it.
gets one. Might as well go for a second one. Drains some stamina on the wing, which is actually very smart. Drains stamina faster than swimming. So we have 2 people going for that frog strat, which is very cool to see.
Icarus and Gorgonim both hitting Temple of Time roughly now.
Yeah. And you see Gymnast flying, he flew over to the mountain area towards Ascend, and he's now in a cave where he's going to pick up a few bombs and a shield. This will be very useful.
Xander doing a backflip wing drop.
Yeah, that backflip wing drop, I actually I recommended that to him because the the running wing there I always had problems with, so I just decided to do that backflip wing. It's so consistent.
I might opt into that.
Yeah, I don't even think it's really any slower. And it never fails. It's quite nice. And you could see Gorgonim, I believe, also goes for this. I think Gorgonim is actually the first person I saw do this backflip wing, and I was like, that's a really good idea. It's just so much
nice.
easier.
Wow.
So, yeah, you learn something. Might come in handy in your runs. Now, everyone going into the bottomless cave here, gonna get their bombs and shields, while Gymnast is entering Ascend here. Pretty clean run for Gymnast so far. A 7-minute, 10-second wing split. Very solid. And everything else beyond that has gone very smooth by the looks of it. So I'm sure he's happy with this.
I don't think any major mistakes for anyone, really.
Nope. Gorgonim had a little problem with an intro clip, but that was it.
Yep.
Oh, Gorgonim said I innovated the backflip wing. You did. I saw you do it first. Not much to say inside Ascend here. Since none of them do early Ascend, they're just going to run through it casually. If you were to do early Ascend and maybe do another strat called ZOAS, you might need to kill the Construct in here and get his bow, but seeing as no one is running that route, it's just going to be running through casually. You're going to Ascend twice and get to the end. Try to avoid getting shot by the Construct because you're on half a heart.
There's only so fast you can do it. It's cycle-based, so...
Yeah, exactly. The only problem in this shrine is the Construct with a bow, which sometimes can snipe you if you're unlucky. But we'll see. Okay, looks fine. Gymnast dodging that arrow. You Ascend some amount of times, Ashbot. But yeah, Gymnast dodging the arrow. Duping the frogs and bombs here is actually a really good idea. I've not seen
interesting.
Before. You're moving, so you do save some time, and he does Ascend quite early, so that's doesn't really lose any time to movement since you're already on a platform that you have to wait for. That's a good idea to dupe there.
Yeah, very smart.
Hey, Ultra Hand isn't useless, Roach. They use it in Recall once. Saves like 3 seconds, so it's actually a very useful ability. And Xander also not getting shot. Nobody dying to arrows today, hopefully. That is the worst way to lose a run.
Terrible. Going through all those Ascends again is rough.
Yeah, this shrine is by far the slowest shrine because we don't really have a way to speed it up. Since everything is way above us and we don't have any way to gain height yet at this point, we kind of just have to do it as the game intended.
Not to mention this is the longest shrine just because of how much it wants to tell you about shrines in general.
Yeah, like you can't skip this cutscene that Xander's currently watching. You have to watch them create this light of blessing, and Link has to look at his arm for a little bit. Another nice 1-minute cutscene to watch. But now we see Gymnast just exiting. Gonna talk to Raru real quick and make his way to the next shrine, Fuse. He's just going to run straight there, pull a wing. This is a shield jump wing, slightly different from the backflip wing you saw. Same concept, just easier. And he's going to dupe bombs on the wing. Just dupe the one bomb. I know that he said he was unsure how to dupe multiple bombs on wings because it can be very inconsistent. So just duping one to be safe. And going to make his way to this next cave and this construct to get his battery. Oh, he scares the construct. If you get too close with the wing, the construct will get scared and hide. And it takes him about like 10 seconds to come back to life so you could talk to him. So you definitely want to try to avoid that. If possible.
Just feel like forever when it happens.
Yeah, it'll always happen. Xander also pulling his wing. Looking pretty clean. Everyone relatively close together. Xander losing a bomb, but it is all good.
It's like Gymnast is about to get his ruby, or he already did?
Yeah, Gymnast has gotten his ruby. He's failing dupes on it. He's failed, I think, 3 dupes in a row on it. But he gets it now. All good. And we got Gorgonim pulling his wing. I believe he's going to go for the other frogs to the left here. So you'll see the difference between what Xander and Gymnast did compared to what Gorgonim does to get speed food. He's going to go to a completely different spot to get frogs and a completely different cooking pot to cook his speed food. Whereas you're going to see Xander and the Gymnast going to this cooking pot that Gymnast is at right now. He's going to use a key swing and 4 frogs to cook speed food. He's going to cook 2, 1 for GSI and 1 for after army.
I noticed Sicarus threw an orb, but while he was on the wing, I was wondering if he was trying to do early energy cell or not.
Did he miss it is the question. Yeah, I missed that completely, but I think what Sicarus was trying to do there was throw a wing orb, at a fan below him to hit, to trigger a dialogue with the construct that will give him a battery. And then after getting the battery, he can wing all the way to fuse immediately. He did miss it, but he's still going to go straight to fuse.
I can't believe we went for that. That's insane.
Yeah, I am actually curious because that means he's not getting Ruby, which perhaps similar to what Sledgen did earlier. He will not be doing the Ruby Cave. He might be doing Topaz, which is near Hyrule Castle, or he might be doing what Sledgen did in his run, where he went into the castle and got a gem from a ore deposit.
Interesting. So we might see some divergence in route.
It looks like Xander got a ragdoll there, which means he's going to lose his shield? Yeah, he did lose the shield that he wanted to pick up there, which is fine. You can get another shield at Temple of Time. Not a massive deal.
I'm just getting through fuse now.
Actually, I want to mention, I think Gorgonim got the frogs, but he's still going to cook at this cooking pot, which is probably just what he prefers, because he probably prefers getting the shield from this construct, so might as well also cook here. Also going to dupe in the water by this cooking pot, which is an interesting place to do that.
In one spot that is comfortable, I guess.
Now you are going to see, actually, Sickers and Gymnasts quite in sync here, getting the key. They both shot the chest with their bow. In order to shoot it towards them, it'll blast forward towards them, and you can pick it up way faster than shooting it down and then running to get it normally. And Gymnast already through the door. Jumping up above here just to save some time from walking. You're going to see Sickers do the same. Instead of taking that ladder to the right, he's just going to bomb jump up and run immediately. Oh, he also throws a bomb preemptively here to open the way for him so he doesn't have to do a dash attack like Gymnast is doing here. That's an interesting little difference.
Yeah.
And you'll also notice Sickers was quite a bit behind Gymnast before this, but now they're almost tied, and that's because Sickers did not get a gem. So even though it looks like they're tied, nearly tied, Sickers will have to get a gem somewhere else and lose quite a bit of time later on for it. But for now, they look quite in sync and leaving Fuse here, heading to Ultra Hand. Gymnast, I believe, always does under GSI, and he got a really good wing. That wing can be a little bit finicky. So he will be flying on over and pulling another wing here in a second, do a running wing, and make his way all the way under GSI until he gets under Ultra Hand, and he's going to ascend up. This is fine. He's losing a bit of height on the wing, but he's going to do some bomb jumps here to get some of that height back.
You have wings to work with.
He actually does only have 2 bombs left, but that should be enough. If I were him, maybe I would even dupe a bomb just to make sure I have enough height, but I think he's honestly got enough. Yeah, he's got plenty of height by the looks of it. And you're going to see Sickers here, I believe, also going for under GSI.
Not even getting off, just jumping right off the initial wing.
Oh, yes, this is a different strat. I actually did some timing for this and found this to... Even though it looks fast because you're just staying on a wing the whole time, I actually found it slower than running and pulling that wing like Gymnast did.
Oh,
I
interesting.
found this to be a few seconds slower, kind of counterintuitively.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it is, just how fast it looks, but that's why you time it.
Like, it kind of makes sense in a sense that Gymnast is able to nosedive. Oh, Sicarus, I do not know what happened there, but I guess his wing didn't pull and he's going to have to reload the save. A little bit of a leg spike kind of hid what happened to him there. But he's going to have to reload the save and do another attempt at that. And you're also seeing on the top right here, Xander doing a different strat to get to Ultra, and he's going to be doing over GSI. As opposed to under GSI, you stay on top of GSI. And do a couple different bomb jumps to make your way there. Slightly slower than under GSI, but a whole lot more straightforward. ZS Roach giving the hottest take of the century in the chat, saying Red Bull is harder than COG. That is a crazy take. I don't know about that one. And we got Gorgonum also looking like he will be doing over GSI, heading to the left here. Kind of looked like he was heading towards under GSI, but maybe switched halfway through. And by the way, we didn't even mention a Gymnast making his way through Ultra Hand. Nothing really to see in Ultra Hand. He's just going to do some wing shield jumps over the large gaps because he has speed food. But overall, still very clean run from Gymnast. 21-31 fuse for 24-32 Ultra Hand. This is very good pace.
Very clean. Sicarus about to do his ascend. This can be very tricky.
A little bit of a pause for me. I'm hoping that he gets it when it unfreezes.
Dramatic effect. Oh,
that does not look good. I believe he's loading back to fuse right now. Something went wrong.
Unfortunate. Gorgonum making his way there.
Yep,
and Gymnast
over GSI.
making his way all the way to Temple of Time.
Yeah, Gymnast now in his comfort zone. Earlier today in his run, he was having to do some crazy stuff because he did not have speed food. Now that he has speed food, you see a completely different Gymnast. Like you've always seen him. Very consistent, very good. And just breezing through GSI right now. Absolutely no problems. He's going to jump here. A little thing that you might notice is he jumps there instead of just running straight into the cutscene because you want to get closer to the secret stone there. It actually makes the loading screen after skipping the cutscene faster for some reason. That jump was intentional.
Nander finishing up Ultra Hand.
Sicarus getting a third attempt at this ascend. Definitely has enough height. Turning to get that spot. This looks good. Don't freeze this time. There we go. See, his stream does not freeze, and he gets it. Maybe a little bit of a curse.
Gymnast about to go back to Cog Skip Room. And he's actually going to either jump or press start before opening the map to save that animation.
Interesting shield jump there. He uses a bit of shield durability, but he's got plenty as he picks up this shield here from Xander. He did a little bit of an interesting shield jump to gain some extra height on that staircase, which is actually pretty fast looking. And we see Gorgonim pulling his wing to Temple of Time, landing on it. Will he do the same shield jump that Xander just did? Yep, same shield jump.
Very smooth.
And Gorgonim, because his shield did not burn at the cooking pot, does not need to get that construct shield in front of him. He can just go straight to the door. And he's now nearly synced with Xander as he's entering Temple of Time. Now in the bottom right, Gymnast is entering Recall, where you'll see him pretty much just do the shrine casually, but very fast. Not going to be doing anything too crazy, just going to be doing it really quick. So he's going to try to get up to this step as fast as possible, recall it, do a shield jump as early as possible, barely makes it. And then as this next one falls, he's going to recall it midair, shield jump on it, and make a really nice early cycle. He's going to jump to get a lot of upward momentum, run around this corner, and he'll have plenty of time to use Ultra Hand to bring these clock dials together, making that shrine super, super quick. Gymnast is moving through this run. Absolutely no problems.
So far.
Ooh, Sicarus missing. Luckily landing in the water there. That was really scary. He missed his wing and nearly died to fall damage, but able to recover and just make his way to Temple of Time a little bit slower. As Gorgonim reaches the door, as Xander is about to teleport to Room of Awakening. Now you see Gymnast run out of the cave before teleporting. That is so he'll get a faster load here, so you're going to notice the load screen pop up quite soon. Yeah, there's the loading screen. And he's already loaded. Just like that. A lot faster than if you were just a TP without leaving the cave. Because load screens in this game are very weird with how they work. And this is looking very solid for Gymnast. This is looking like a mid 31 GSI, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, this is exactly what he wanted. Wasn't very happy with his last race earlier today. He got a 53, I believe. Or no, he got a 55 actually earlier, and he said that he was going to come back and beat that for a higher seed in the tournament, and he's doing just that right now. And some. He might get a top 3 time at this point. At this pace.
The race magic. I wouldn't put it past it.
Yeah, his best possible time is still 44:29. Like, very, very, very good pace. Yeah, Sirius's run earlier was very, very good. He got a 46:31, I believe.
Oh wow, GG.
Yeah, that was very solid. Gymnast on pace to beat that, which would be very good. As we see Gorgonim getting stuck on the end of that raft there. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but he's gonna try to Ultra Hand here. Probably not the play, just gonna switch to recall when they maybe a little late on the recall. No, it's all good. And we're gonna see Gymnast pull a wing here to get to this altar a lot faster than ascending up like you're supposed to. And just like that, he's at the end of GSI with around a 31:20.
Stuff.
I'm sure he's very happy with that.
Just bring it home. Xander making his way to the Temple of Time.
Yep, this is also quite good pace for Xander. I know that he previously his best time was a 53 in his previous 2 races, so this is on pace to improve that. Maybe on sub 50 pace right now, by the looks of it. Gets a nice bomb jump up there, which is quite fast. As we have Gorgonum about to do the same, pull a running wing here. Sicarus a little bit behind heading into recall here, mostly due to the under GSI mishaps. And remember, Sicarus will still need to get a gem after GSI, as he did not get the ruby from the ruby cave. You can see Gymnast here on the wing. He will be heading towards a well in Castletown. But before that, he has probably already duped his rubies.
He did.
And is now going to make his way down into the well. Running off the wing, what looks like a perfect time. Going to land right in front of the well. Able to fall the whole time. Does not die to fall damage cancel. In his run earlier today, he died to that fall damage cancel and was very confused when we interviewed him. He said it seemed perfectly fine to him and it didn't work. But fortunately, that didn't happen this time, and he's able to get a first try.
It's
and still
retribution.
Keeping this good pace alive into clips. Fails a clip, but not too bad.
Sicarus missing the Ultra Hand.
Yeah, missing the Ultra Hand and then missing the recall, so gonna Ultra Hand it again, but gets it at the end.
And they're just finishing GSI now.
Yep, that is also a good time. I believe a 33:40 GSI for him. Very solid. Also on easy sub 50 pace, which would be a good improvement for him. And Gorgonum also reaching the end of GSI. By the way, Gymnast got his first JCC, which is jump/cancel clip.
Very quick. He's already out.
Had very few problems with that. That clip is basically frame perfect. You need to stand in a very specific spot on a ceiling and have Link's head basically touching the ceiling and do a jump/cancel on the first frame. And he'll clip through the ceiling and you can do a shield jump to clip all the way through. He did that, made it look easy. Now he's going to fall and do a trick called Ragdoll Clip, which is famously inconsistent, but he goes for it. Is he going to get it? He does not get it. This is fine. There is a backup for it, so he's going to eat a speed food so he can run up this out of bounds area faster. Not a big deal. Just loses a little bit of time to running here, and he's going to do a backup setup. And you're actually going to see, you're going to see from Xander here, completely different method. He will be doing a different clip spot, not well. He's going to go to the castle and do what is called balcony clip, which has a whole different set of benefits than well clip, where he's able to do a ragdoll clip in a different spot that's a lot more consistent than what Gymnast did. And Gymnast getting his backup and starting army nice and clean. No failed fall damage cancels from him. Very good.
Rage for army. Sicarus just getting through GSI. Well on his way.
We also see Gorgonum needing a few more wings, so he's going to dupe those before jumping off. And you can see Xander making his way towards the balcony, maybe a little bit shorter than he maybe wanted to be. He's going to have to do some Mazdoor jumps to make up that distance. And Gymnast looking very clean for army, doing first phase without a problem. Now onto the second phase, which is a little more inconsistent, can be a little bit more annoying. These Zolfos like to run in your face, but Gymnast has a bow that he can use, and that makes it a lot more consistent. Able to just back up and shoot from a distance. Yeah, so here's the JCC. Xander just hit it, and looks like Gorgonum is about to hit it here, working on it. And you're going to see the difference between balcony clip and wall clip here. Gorgonum barely missing it, does not get the shield jump. Maybe just a bad spot, but you'll see Xander making his way from the balcony clip to a completely different ragdoll clip spot that should be more consistent than what Gymnast did. We will see. There's always a chance it fails, because ragdoll clip is famously inconsistent. And Gorgonum also getting his clip as Sicarus is finishing up GSI. And you can see Xander gonna do a shield jump, remove the shield, he'll get a ragdoll and clips. That is, he's nodding his head yes. He's very happy about that.
Just on to the bosses.
And Gymnast has finished Moblins, yes. Perfect. Now we have Gorgonum, probably gonna go for a ragdoll. It looks like a ragdoll. He does the same spot that I did here. This is the same spot that I used for ragdoll. Let's see if it works for him. It does not. That is a ragdoll clip moment. And now we're gonna see, instead of fighting these bosses, we got Colgara's health bar at the top, but we're just gonna ignore him. And we're gonna do another JCC out of bounds, and then one more to get back inbounds. Looks like he gets a good clip, Gymnast. Perfect clip. And he's gonna make his way. He's gonna use the periped scope. No periped scope. Just gonna reset the camera by walking forward, and run to this next spot. He's gonna look at the coordinates here to make sure he's in the right spot, and do another JCC.
Gorgonum going for a ragdoll backup, and he gets it.
Gorgonum gets it. Nice. Oh, we see Sicarus going, I believe, for fairies here, which is a very respectable play. You know. Army is a one-shot kill if you get hit by any of the rubies that you're throwing, so going for fairies is very makes a lot of sense. If
Especially
you're
in
not
a qualifier.
Yeah, if you're going for consistency especially. Yeah, so you see him pick up a fairy here. Still has not gotten a gem, so maybe there's a... Nope, gonna TP back to Ultra Hand. I was gonna say maybe there's a gem around there he can get, but... all good. I'm sure he'll get one somewhere on the way to Army. Xander finishing Gibdos as Gorgonum is entering Lizalfos. And we have Gymnast in Ganondorf already, done all his zuggling.
Like Sicarus is going for the Topaz route.
Yeah, we're gonna see in a second here where he falls. But yeah, we got Gymnast at Ganondorf. Still very, very clean run. And Xander doing his clips after Army. Let's see, that looks good to me. Oh, gets a weird clip, not a full clip. Not what you want to see. Not clipping, taking a couple of attempts here on this. Jim is on very good pace right now, indeed. 46:13 best possible time for him, which would put him at second place in the tournament. So definitely an improvement over his run earlier today. He said he was not happy with, so...
He's got to be happy with this one.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be no complaints coming from him at the end. Hopefully can finish off with a good Demon Dragon 2 cycle. I see someone in the chat asking what is world record. It is 43:05 currently.
I believe that was achieved 2 days ago.
Yeah, as player 5 2 days ago, I believe so. 2 days ago for sure. Player 5 always a dominant figure in these games. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
So
sure nobody's surprised. And we see Sicarus, by the way, going for what Sledgen did earlier. Going to be getting the Diamond Halberd here. And,
is he going for attack up food here as well?
yeah, I believe that makes a lot of sense because he needs attack up food, and this is no amiibo. So it makes a lot of sense for him to come here, get the attack up food, and also get the gem at the same time.
Duping some fairies as well.
We see Xander's clips were not super clean yet, so Gorgonum actually caught up. Gorgonum was a little bit behind Xander from missing Ragdoll clip, but because of Xander's clips taking a while, Gorgonum's able to catch up. He gets the clip, Gorgonum gets the shield jump. Now he is ahead of Xander just from these clips. These clips, like I said, are nearly frame perfect. So it makes sense that you're going to struggle with them sometimes. Like, you're not going to be 100% consistent at these clips. They're just way too precise. You're going to lose runs to it. But Xander's still on has plenty of time to improve his tournament PB. As we see Gymnast heading into Demon Dragon, where you'll get to see an attempt at 2-cycle Demon Dragon. You get to also see the Master Spear in all of its glory. So the 2-cycle Demon Dragon is arguably the hardest trick in the run, especially to pull off on good pace. This is the very end of the run, the last thing you have to do, and it is one of the most precise parts of the run. It is very cycle-based, and if you're slow to any one of the cycles, then it throws off the entire trick. You're going to see Gymnast miss some Mozdor, but it should be fine. He's still over the first eye. Able to recover this. Yeah, he's landing at the first eye just fine. Gets his 4 slashes and runs out, so he's looking fine still. Still on pace for the cycle. Oh, I've not seen that happen. What just happened to Gymnast? He got rejected by the wing, which is basically when you try to land on the wing, but the wing damages you. I guess because of the momentum it has.
Gosh,
I've not seen that happen on Demon Dragon before. That was crazy.
I thought he was fine for the 2-cycle. I looked away for a second.
Yeah, that I've not seen that happen at that spot. I've seen it happen similarly, but not on Demon Dragon like that. Is that a 1.0 thing? Maybe. It is a very rare thing, regardless. It does not happen very often.
How about this?
And we see Xander is restarting Ganondorf. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he forgot to Zuggle his spears, but he's restarting Ganondorf, shaking his head in disapproval. As we see,
Gorgon had to restart as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe he did. And, well, regardless, Gorgonim is done Ganondorf now, moving into Demon Dragon. Now, Gymnast, that is very unfortunate. I'm sure he's going to have something to say about that after the run, but
Sorry,
for now,
Gorgon.
still a
First
fine
try.
pace. Gorgonim did get Ganondorf first try.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Xander, it looked like he restarted. He used a Ruby on himself just to restart. So something went wrong. I imagine Zuggling. He maybe didn't Zuggle, forgot to Zuggle.
That would be my best guess, yeah.
Anyway, we're back on Gymnast now. Back where Gymnast was before the unfortunate wing rejection. Landing on the wings properly this time, and is on pace to get the 2-cycle, making his way to the final eye.
Zucker's going for his...
He has fairies, so he
fairy.
does not need to do a fall damage cancel. Very clean. And Gymnast is going to go for the fast ending, where you do some Mozdor jumps here, which is very cool looking. He's going to eat a fish, which is actually convenient that he picked that up, because now he has full health, so he can do the final attack on Ganondorf to save 8 seconds. Because he is on 1.0, if you kill if you kill Demon Dragon while standing on the ground, you will lose 8 seconds to a loading screen. So you need to be mid-air, and the easiest way to stay mid-air is to shoot a sword beam with the Master Sword, which you need to have full health for. And Gymnast does. Looks fine to land on the head. And you're gonna see the sword beam right here. Perfect. And you'll be mid-air. Still a very clean run from Gymnast. A little bit of a mishap, but honestly, I'm sure he's still quite happy with his time. It's going to be about a 47-10.
Very nice,
My
very
guess.
nice.
Yeah, 47-10 it looks like. Gorgonim now going for his 2-cycle here. Will he get it? Jumping off Zelda. Gonna do Mozdor jumps. Specific time. Try to get to that first eye really fast. Important to note, he's dropping his Zuggled weapons here because the game wants you to use the Master Sword on the eyes, so they nerf the damage of every other item. Only the Master Sword does a lot of damage to these eyes. So we have to drop our Zuggled items. And he's going to do pulling the wing.
Gets it.
Hopefully remembering to fuse. Yep. Fuses the Lizalfos part to his sword for extra damage, so it only takes 3 hits instead of 4 on the eye. This is perfectly fine pace by the looks of it. As we see Stickers in army doing Lizalfos, has a Topaz. I assume because he did the gem deposit.
is just finishing up.
And Gymnast with a 47-10, very clean run. First
GG's.
one to finish in the race here, very clean.
47-11.
Yeah, that should put him at, I believe, 4th seed in the tournament, which is very, very solid. As we see Gorgonim, I believe everything went well for Gorgonim on the 2 cycle. He's making his way to the last eye, although he's jumping quite late, so I'm not convinced that he'll have enough time. I'm not convinced that this is going to work, but we'll see in about 1 second here. I don't think this is going to work. This is going to be an early kill. Yeah, that is an early kill, which means that he's going to have to wait a cycle before he can actually kill Demon Dragon. You can see he's in a completely different spot than he should be, because if you kill Demon Dragon after he starts glowing red, if you kill the last eye before he starts after he starts glowing red, he will not properly transition phases. You could see Gorgonim shaking his head no in disapproval, did not like that early kill. It looks like he might be going to try. This is called early kill because what Gorgonim is trying to do here, I believe he's going to try to land on the eye early when you're not supposed to, but I don't think he's going to have time to. Yeah, no time. Shaking his head no once again, did not get the early kill. Xander, I think, messing up first eye on his 2 cycle attempt. So, he's going to be retrying that. He's just going to arrestart completely. Not even going to bother.
Is done. Done the army.
Successful army, very clean. As we got Gorgonim just finishing up by the looks of it, getting the last eye. Breaking the secret stone on the head. And just needs to catch Zelda now. Was on the ground, so got an 8-second loading screen there. Unfortunate, but the alternative, if you're not at full health there, is to do a backflip, which is frame perfect, or nearly frame perfect, so makes sense.
I believe a side hop and a hit works as well.
I heard the side hop was also maybe more consistent. And we got Gymnast in the call. Gymnast, that was a very clean run, especially that GSI. You want to talk about it?
Yes, hello. Also,
hello.
GG's.
Yeah, GG.
GG.
Yeah, that was more of what I was hoping to get for a qualifier race.
I'm sure it was.
Compared to the one
and
earlier
not complain. Maybe you can complain about what happened on Demon Dragon, though. You want to explain what you think happened there?
Oh, yeah, I mean, so I took out the first wing, and then I tried to land on it, and I died. Trying to land on it. I imagine because just the game probably thought Link came into it sideways, and like if you come into a wing sideways, the game is like, I don't like that. So
yeah, I've actually not seen that happen on Demon Dragon.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. That's the first time that's happened to me on Demon Dragon also. I think it was probably because I took the wing out at the wrong time. Probably a little bit too early because I was kind of high up when falling down to it.
Yeah, that does make sense. But like other than that, I didn't really see any major mistakes. It was a very clean GSI, like a 31 something.
Yeah, it was a 31-19.
Yeah, very clean. You happy with your seed? I believe you're 4th seed in the tournament. As of right now.
It's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Even with like even with Ragdoll Clip not working and Demon Dragon just weirdness, just sometimes these things just happen, so it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah, in a no reset run, you gotta expect that stuff, and it looked like other than things that were pretty much out of your control, everything went well.
Yeah, I think probably the single like mistake that was like completely my fault was probably it's probably either the first or the third JCC. Because on both of those, like, I just fell all the way down the first time and lost
the first
10 to
one,
15 seconds.
It looked like you tried to do the jump slash too early and didn't get the menu cancel. But again, like that's really, really minor. Like if that's the worst mistake you made, then like that was a very, very clean run, just goes to show how clean it was. I believe out of GSI, your best possible time was like 44 something, which is just incredible. And whoa, we got Xander went for like a spin attack off of the Demon Dragon and gets the fast load. I have not seen that before. That was super interesting. He did a backwards spin attack to hit the last eye and got the fast load. I wonder. I don't think that was intentional. I'm gonna be honest, but maybe it should be looked into because that you can buffer a spin attack. That seems, if that's consistent, that's pretty deep. We might have to pick that up instead of the backflip. Anyway, as Xander's finishing up, we also have Gorgonim, who finished with a time of 50:48. How are you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling all right. My everything except intro went pretty damn well, and I think.
Yeah, I know your intro had a couple mishaps, but yeah, you're just you're basically just catching up the whole time. Like you had a little bit of a few mistakes.
The only thing besides that I can say went badly was probably just Dragon. That whatever happened to make me feel fast head, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you got the early kill. Yeah, that early kill is I saw you going for the early kill. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure about backups, so I just went for something.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times, but definitely hard. But yeah, it was mostly just intro and Demon Dragon. Everything else pretty clean.
Yeah, everything went pretty consistently for me. I'm overall pretty happy with this. Would have liked for a sub 50, but I'm happy.
Yeah, is that your best time in the tournament so far?
It is, yes.
Awesome. Then I mean, can't complain. That's pretty solid. Improving every time is good.
And I just gotta say, I'm in Russian. Just gotta say.
That's a 1.1 second time save. That's the difference maker right there.
That's the difference.
And talking about consistency, we got Xander here, who I think has gotten a 53 in all 3 of his races.
Yep. I guess I'm consistent, but I don't like it.
I'm not happy. At least we know where to expect you to place for the next races.
I made such a dumb mistake going into Ganon. I struggled onto my back, and it threw me off so much.
Oh, that's what happened. Because I saw you.
Yeah. And then when I went into Demon Dragon, I wasn't able to do the jump slashes because I was over-zuggled, because then I had 4 on my back and 4 in my hand.
Oh, yeah, you gotta drop.
So then I died in Demon Dragon, and then I was so confused because I had, like, it already equipped to my sword. It was weird.
Yeah, I saw you restarting. Also, actually, looking at the cutscene, if you look at Xander's cutscene, he does not have legs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, clearly a little bit too many zuggles done.
Bug.
But honestly, like, this is enjoyable to look at, so it's worth.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. Yep. The clips were annoying. I did very bad on the clips, but I was okay with my GSI. I almost got an early ascend, and then I barely hit the autosave, which sucks.
Yeah, that was rough.
And still 3rd place overall in this specific race, so pretty solid.
Yeah, excellent showing.
As we see Sicarus making his way to the end on Ganondorf. Again, since Sicarus is on version 1.1, he does not have the luxury of Zuggle Ganondorf, so he's going to be using his bow and some other options to kill Ganondorf a little bit slower. But he's already on the last phase, so looking pretty good. I think, so obviously with that is all the races done, so we have final seeding set. This will be interesting to see where everyone ends up. Also, with that being said, McDina and ZR Phelps finished at the exact same time with 57:01. We have a tie.
Wow.
So, with that being said, ZR Phelps, that's a big improvement for him. His previous best before this was a 1:02, so that's a 5-minute improvement. And McGina, again, like 57:01, the exact same time. That's the first tie I've seen.
All right, someone get the frame counter out.
Yeah. It says McGina got 4th and ZR Phelps got 5th, but we're going to have to count the loading screens and stuff. We got to make sure this is official ruling here. That is very interesting. I did not think that that would ever happen.
I know Breath of the Wild had a 3-second difference once, but the same is insane.
Says Zero Phelps said his PC crashed mid-run. I hope that doesn't.
He told me that.
Hope that doesn't disqualify him or anything.
Well,
Also,
it's
with
his
that being
fourth
said,
race anyway.
I would like to. Yeah, it is his 4th race, so unfortunately that 57 does not count towards his seeding. Only the first 3 races do, but still showing that he's capable of getting it a better time than maybe his seed says he has. Ashbog Gamer says load screens count. No, they do not count. But we got to know who actually won.
Yeah, we have to know.
And we get to see the final Demon Dragon from Sicarus here. Not sure if he'll be attempting the 2-cycle. 1.1, since they have slower Mazda jumps, it will look a little bit different. But the same concept. You get to the first eye, fly to the second one. And then repeat. Alright, let's see. It looks like he's lining up for the 2-cycle here. He's gonna, yeah, he's definitely going for it. He's gonna do his Mazda jumps. And let's see if he'll land at that first eye. Looks good, he's at the first eye. Gonna run out. He does not have speed food, which makes this a little bit harder, running out of the eyes specifically. And I think he placed 2 wings there, but it worked, so... Gonna fuse a diamond to his Master Sword. Get some more damage. And gets to the second eye. Gets the jump slash. That is an indicator that you're too slow, but because he broke it in 2 hits, I wonder if maybe it's salvageable. We're gonna have to see in a second. I'm not sure where Zelda picked him up from, but if I had to guess, he was late. Yeah, not even going for the 2-cycle, just going all the way up to the top, playing it safe. Diving back down, I guess, to catch Zelda so she brings him into a better position. Makes a lot of sense. Don't want to be doing a long glide to the eye that you might not even make. And Zelda likes to bring you in some very weird positions, nowhere near any of the eyes, so he's got a much better position here.
Yeah, for some reason the 2nd cycle in particular, she's just like, I'm gonna put you in the most inconvenient position if you decide to ride me all the way to the top.
Yeah, it makes the backup for it just so hard to do in any consistent way, because it feels like she just brings you to some random spot every time, not even the same spot. Why I guess you see some people just, if they miss the first eye, instead of just going with it, they just die and reset, try again.
Yeah.
This might just be
That's
easier
what I do.
than dealing with the Zelda being a little bit weird, being a little bit random.
I think it's usually faster just to reset, unless you've already gotten like the first 2 eyes.
And we also have Ninja ESD finishing with a time of 1:01:14. So we have just Sicarus now finishing his run. Not sure if he's gonna make it with these Moslers to the last eye. I think he might. He might be able to make it. Yeah. A little bit of a run. And with that, I believe Sicarus had already done 3 races, so this is just for fun. Or maybe this is his 3rd. But regardless. Oh no, he's already done 3. So this one's just for fun at the end of the day. And actually, not even too far off from his best. His best time is a 1:02:24, and this is just going to miss it by a couple minutes.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, we saw only a few mistakes that really cost him all that time. Was from fuse to Ultra Hand, missing
That
the
was the
ascent
biggest one.
twice. Yeah, that's some big time loss.
It's one of the biggest time loss you can have on GSI.
Yeah, definitely. For GSI, that is a nightmare. It's always a little bit stressful. And because he's on version 1.1, he doesn't have to worry about being mid-air for the final hit. He will still get the fast load screen. That slow load screen is a 1.0 exclusive thing for whatever reason.
1.0 jank.
Yeah, exactly. Just in the most unexpected places, it'll be like 1.0 saves time here, 1.0 loses time here, just for no reason. But as he finishes killing Demon Dragon here, he's just going to grab Zelda and finish up the time just under 104, which is also, again, pretty consistent, just in between his two best performances of 102 and 105.
GG's to everyone.
Yeah, this was, again, pretty good showing from everyone. I think Gorgonim, was this your best one, Gorgonim?
This was my best one.
Yeah, so this was your best race, Gymnast's best race. Xander barely missed out on his best.
Also my third race, so really cutting it close with the final race being my third.
Yeah, you clutched it for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I think with that, Sickers has caught Zelda, and we can maybe figure out someone to raid if we want to throw this to another streamer. Spread the love. Maybe we could even get Sickers in here for a quick interview before we do that, though. Yep, GG's to everyone.
GG's, thanks for coming out for the qualifiers. Hope to see you all at the tournament.
Yeah, I think next week immediately we're going into the group stages.
That's
which will
exciting.
be completely different. It'll be, instead of this large groups of runners, it should be a 1v1 race. You'll probably be able to watch multiple 1v1 races at the same time, I imagine, and it'll be really interesting to see how it changes when you're not just going for a best time, you're actually going against another player. Maybe some strats will change, maybe someone will play a little bit safer.
I'm in the process of learning Zoaz, so you might see that from me in the upcoming.
Yeah, definitely not playing it safer. That's even more risky.
Who knows? Depends how consistent it is.
Oh, I mean, everything after GSI, super consistent. It's amazing after GSI, but like that fuse to Ultra Hand Arrow Flight, very sketchy. And honestly, the hardest part for me is just zuggling, the pause zuggling. I miss the pauses about 50% of the time, which just loses so much time. I'm really bad at that timing. But it definitely, it's a noticeable time save. I feel like I can get a good time with the ZOAS without doing anything particularly, like, good. Just because of how much time it saves. I can fail a lot of stuff and still put up a pretty good time. Which I think is the main benefit. And it makes the end game, like, I believe if you go back to anyone watching wants to see ZOAS, you could look at the world record or look back at some of the other runs. There's multiple people like Kentiko and myself that do ZOAS in these races, and you can just see the speed of it, especially after GSI for clips. It's there's no menuing.
I'm so jealous of those clips, bro.
Yeah, you could just infinite.
I really could have used that today.
Everything very, very, very fast. And it also makes fall damage cancels super free. There's no timing involved with fall damage cancels, which is a very nice feeling. Don't have to worry about that. And the drawback, of course, is that the arrow flights can be a little bit punishing And if you die, you have to get your arrow smuggle back, of course. But with that, we have Sicarus here. Hello, Sicarus.
Hey.
You want to tell me about your run? How was that?
Trash. That was. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
GSI was probably about 5 minutes off my best. I just.
Yeah.
The flights at Ultra died twice.
Yeah, we saw that. I missed DSM twice, yeah.
Through so.
Yeah, that's a really stressful ascend.
Yeah.
Because it's just if you miss it, there's nothing you can really do.
Yeah,
so stressful too.
But with that, I believe that was your second best performance. Are you happy with your first? What is your PB currently?
My actual PB is what 59 something. So
59 something. So your best tournament performance is a 102. Yeah. That's pretty solid. That's within 2-3 minutes of your PB.
Yeah, hoping for. My summer best is 59.
Yeah. By the group stages, you'll be completely different. Yeah. Are you newer to the speedrunning scene here?
I started with the start of basically when the game is, but I've been focusing pretty much on. Haven't been doing any percent other than the last like.
You said you haven't been doing any percent since like recently?
Yeah, the last couple weeks only. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm sure you're gonna improve pretty rapidly if you've been in the scene for a while and you're just starting any percent. I'm sure you're gonna probably in no time begin like a sub 55s. You are on version 1.1, which is obviously a little bit different. I know you did the same route that Sledgen did, I believe, to get your gem. You went to the ore deposit to get the topaz, right?
Yeah. Just so I'd get the back up.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to do that. Did you get that idea from Sledgen? Sledgen said that was his route.
Yeah,
so
I'm taking credit. It was just down through runs and it went that's what.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. If you're there, you need to tack up food, and it's right there. Just got to deal with that little bit of RNG. Not nearly as bad as the Daruk Amiibo RNG, though. So.
Yeah, exactly. Still terrible. No speed, and I got a single.
Oh yeah.
Better than the other one, where I got no gem, 2 or 3.
Yeah, I know Sledgen was also complaining about the gem RNG in his last race.
Always pray.
Yeah, that's what this run is kind of devolving into, is just more and more RNG being added.
Yeah.
So we'll see that some in the group stages when Amiibo is allowed. Maybe someone will go for the Daruk Amiibo. Maybe I will go for that. Who knows?
30 Daruk Amiibos.
Oh yeah. I might make a couple more for the tournament to make sure I don't have to reload. I only have 10 right now.
I have about 20 blank NFC guards that I could do.
Just in case it takes 30 tries, you gotta have a couple more. My worst so far is a 27th try when I've been messing with it.
Oh, so it is possible. The perfect number then.
Yeah. I was wondering what the odds are for a 27 try. I was wondering if that's really, really bad.
I could tell you it's really bad.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not good. But yeah, when we do group stages, I'll maybe whip out the Daruk. I don't know about you, Gorgonum.
I'm not sure. Depends how my learning goes.
Have you? Are you gonna learn SAS with it? Shock Arrow Smuggle.
I don't even know what that is, so probably not.
Oh well, maybe I could teach you. It's good. It's like 20 seconds faster than ZOAS.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
bunch of innovations that I have not even seen. I'm scared.
Yeah, just get first try Topaz RNG and do one chance. You get one chance to do the pause. If you miss that, then your run's dead. It's pretty fun.
Well, I have been pretty good at the pausing, so.
You've been pretty good at it?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
That's lucky. Yeah, I'm not. It varies day by day for me.
I've only been practicing for a few days now, but I get it 90% of the time. Maybe a bit much, but a good bit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that. That's my worst part. I know. I wanted to mention Gymnast is here, and Gymnast, you've obviously been grinding mostly all dungeons for the last month. You're not planning to learn any of the new route stuff for this tournament? You're just gonna stick to what you know, be consistent, or?
Yeah, I was like the thing is that like it seems like there are a lot of people who struggle with consistency on the fused to ultra hand arrow flight.
Yeah, that's definitely the longest.
That one's really tough to do consistently, so at least for the tournament, I figured I would just go with, the strats that I've already practiced for however many hours.
Yeah, definitely.
For consistency's sake.
I've actually debated if I wanted to get ZOAS because of all the other benefits it has, and just do under GSI, because apparently under GSI only loses 10 seconds-ish to the arrow flight, so...
Yeah. Consistent strats or safe or fast strats.
It could be a good idea if I really don't want to mess up the fused to ultra hand split. I could just do under GSI and still get the easy clips afterwards, and the other arrow flights aren't so punishing. Like, I almost never mess up the ones after ultra hand or the one in recall. Those are all pretty easy, pretty consistent, so could be worth it to learn ZOAS but not do the fused to ultra hand arrow flight. I think it's a good idea. What about early ascend, Gymnast? I think you used to do early ascend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's also just a consistency thing
yeah,
that I chose not to do.
I mean, it definitely makes sense.
Fair.
Early ascend, don't want to do wing flip, maybe, like...
Probably not, no.
Yeah, I like going for wing flip a lot just because it looks cool, but it's not tournament friendly at all.
You get the first part of early ascend like I did, and then get the autosave. Do you still save time, or do you lose time because of doing all the jump slashes?
The Mazda jump version of early ascend, I believe, loses around 8 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Compared to running straight there, so you don't lose that much time.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, if you get the autosave, it's really not that bad. As long as you don't void out.
That backflip wing to ascend, dude, is so much nicer than doing the running wings. I love that.
Yeah, I gotta add that. That's really smooth.
Yeah, I believe that was Gorgonum. I called out for that. That's where I first saw it, at least.
Yep, I saw people doing early ascend doing that to avoid touching the ground, and it looked so much easier than the running.
Yeah, I always get stressed about that wing, but that was it's free. You do backflip, it's so free.
It's so nice.
Yeah, like if I think actually in my first qualifier I failed wing flip. I got the autosave, and I did that for the Temple of Time wing and the ascend wing, just super easy. Just don't even gotta think about it. So that's actually, it's been really nice, and I didn't even think about doing it in those spots prior to seeing you do that.
I am an innovator.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're just I don't know if whoever's running the stream right now wants to raid someone, but right now we're just watching Xander practicing early ascend and Gorgonum practicing some arrow flight. By the looks of it, we can see how good Gorgonum is at it.
Oh god, don't put me on the spot.
Well, I can't control the stream.
Oh yeah, they can't see it on the screen. Or maybe I'm not watching the right
Oh
thing.
yeah, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong. It's looking at the interview with the runners. I could give you the play-by-play right now if you want.
I did get early ascend, just so you guys know.
Yeah,
or at least I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
We could do a little bit of a podcast while we wait.
Bit of ZSR radio.
And we see Gorgonum going for the higher setup for this, so you don't have to do a high BPM to get to Ascent or to Ultra End. Yeah, the lower one is a little bit rough. You should also do Aeroless, by the way.
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking of. But just
Gymnast, I saw what you did with those frogs on the last run, and I loved that, dude. I had to take it into my run as well. I don't know if you came up with it, but it feels so much better than doing the ponds.
Oh yeah, I think I want to say it was Ashbot Gamer, but someone posted that strat a bit ago in the Tears of the Kingdom in the server, and I was like, oh, that seems better than getting the pond frogs. So
yeah, it definitely is. Especially because you get a wing right to the frogs and immediately drown if you do it right.
Yeah, that is funny to see Xander in the race earlier today go for the normal frogs after Ascend, and then saw Gymnast do the
yeah, it took some inspiration.
Temple of Time frogs, and 6 hours later he's doing that too.
I'm actually curious what you used as the monster part, because I used a key swing.
Yeah, I just used the keys that I always kill.
Okay, yeah.
Just pick up the wing or an eyeball.
By the way,
I think eyeball gives a little bit more time on the speed food, but I don't think that actually matters.
I didn't even know that different monster parts affected that. If you're doing Aeroless Gorgon, make sure you're holding ZL if you didn't already know.
Good to know. I've heard about that and haven't been doing it, so.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, if you're Aeroless and you try to do the same rhythm without holding ZL, it just doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why having no arrows changes that, but if you're holding ZL, then it does work.
Good to know. Thank you.
I mean, it seems like you got it. No issues.
I've kind of been on and off holding ZL or not, but now I know a reason for it.
What was the same with Phelps?
Clouded says Keyside gives you a slightly higher crit chance than Key Swing or Water Chew. That's really interesting. I didn't even know there was any differences in monster parts.
I might have to look around and go for that frog by the Temple of Time strat.
Yeah, watch back the race today is
But to be fair, I'm not
well worth it.
To do amiibo or no amiibo anymore, so primarily an amiibo.
I mean, hey, depends on who you're racing. Depends. They may not allow it.
I will beat them up.
I will simply win by incapacitating the other opponent.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're gonna really do that to me? Just take away my what I know. Feels like kind of a. I mean, I'm not gonna comment on it, but it feels like not a real win if you're taking away the the route that they're used to doing.
I'm wondering if there's going to be a difference between intro skip on some runners and their races.
Yeah, that is also something that can be voted for. You can vote to start at Room of Awakening, and you could also vote for doing intro clip or no intro clip.
God, I'd be incredibly grateful for no intro clip, because in all 3 of my races, it has been awful for me, especially this one.
I like to go for it personally. I think I'm definitely going to be on the intro clip voter side in my races.
If I'm forced to do intro, then I'm going to do the clip. But
well, I think at the end of the day, if one of the 2 runners don't want to do it, then it automatically is a no.
For both amiibo and intro, both runners have to agree to do it.
Yeah, so if you don't want something, you have full control to say you don't want it. But if you want something, then it's kind of up to your opponent to allow it.
I definitely won't be mean like that, and if they want to do intro clip, then I'm going to go for it.
When you're running against the opponent, can you constantly see their screen as you're racing?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I doubt there'd be a rule against it.
I mean, depends on if, will you play better if you watch them? Will you play worse? Is it
I feel like you would, because if you see them really far ahead, then you gotta do crazy strats. Or if you see them really far behind, you can do really easy, safe strats.
Yeah, you can kind of just adjust your plan accordingly.
Take your sweet time.
Yeah, if you're you see them fail the arrow flight to Ultra Hand and lose 2 minutes, then I'm gonna do some safe strats here. which is actually going to be a big difference between what you've been seeing in the races so far and the 1v1 races. Is if they see something like that happen, they're definitely going to change their plan and play it a lot safer and just play the lead that they have, which will make things a lot harder, a lot more punishing to make mistakes. Because if you fall behind a lot, it's unlikely that your opponent's going to give you the opportunity to catch up.
You telling me you're not just going to wait at the end of GSI for your opponent?
Yeah, no. We actually have a thing. We wait at Demon Dragon, so we get the 2-cycle. That's the real winner. Whoever gets the 2-cycle.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's the gentleman's finish. You guys gotta only end the game if you get Gamer Dragon. And you keep racing until that happens.
If you don't get the 2-cycle, you gotta keep resetting for it.
This is a very long post-run interview.
They gotta retime.
Oh yeah, they gotta see who won between Phelps and McGuine. Yeah, that is a very good point. They're counting the frames right now to make sure it's accurate.
All right, any last words?
I mean, thank you for watching. This is the final race of the qualifiers. I hope everyone watching will be here for the group stages, I believe, starting next week. I hope you've enjoyed so far this tournament. It's been very fun to play in and commentate for. I've had a really good time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
GG's, everyone.
Yeah, GG, everyone.
GG's.
And good luck for the rest of the tournament.
So yeah, that'll be it for us tonight. Tomorrow we have the season OTR season 7 7th qualifier at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we have several Z2R and Link to the Past No Major Glitches League matches this week. So stay tuned for all that, and we will see you later.
Bye, guys.
Peace.